Goodfellow, capo, killer, thief. Greg Scarpa wasn't your average mobster. He was so ruthless that he ordered his own sons to kill. You may be wondering, who is this Greg Scarpa? Well, this is Greg Scarpa, and this entire book is all about his life. In his 20s, he swore a blood oath to the Mafia, but for 25 years he betrayed that oath by giving the FBI information while committing the very crimes he was accusing other people of. Protected as their prized informant, Scarpa became a one-man crime wave, murdering and scheming with a virtual license to kill. That's the gist of the book, but now I'm going to go a bit deeper because that is what I do here on this channel. I dive a bit deeper into book descriptions so that you can decide if you want to purchase the book or not. So let's quickly go into this one. It was really good. It was a really fast read. So the author of Greg Scarpa Legendary Evil is Jonathan Dyer. So Jonathan Dyer is also very well known. Let me explain. Switchback. Greg Scarpa Legendary Evil is also a very well known book of his. Judging Paradise and more. So in this book, Jonathan Dyer provides an unfiltered look at Scarpa's life. The plot twists were insane. So Dyer starts the book off with where Scarpa is out on the streets earning his stripes while his then wife, Conchetta Farache, also known as Connie, burying their children. All of a sudden, the FBI institutes the TECI program, also known as the Top Echelon Criminal Informant Program. This program soon found Scarpa and a 30-year-long relationship began. With that not being enough, he meets a teenage girl that he stays with for 25 years while taking on another wife. This book is not just filled with mafia action and violence, it is also filled with hints of a really bizarre love story. So while Scarpa forms part of this FBI program, he feeds the FBI important information of what the mafias are doing. But he also takes part in various criminal enterprises. The book also goes into more depth about Greg Scarpa's children and their lives and what happened to them and what happened to them after their father has passed. I didn't think adding the children's parts of the story into the book would really have such a big effect on the view of Greg Scarpa, but in the end of the day, it really did. And I'm so glad that I did add in the children's parts and the view and what they went through and just their part of the story. It was really good, and it really made a big impact in how you view Greg Scarpa. Dyer explains what happened to Scarpa after his agreement with the FBI ended and how his mafia legacy came to stay in the mafia history. I really recommend this book to you, especially if you love mafia history or into mafia cases or something like that. I would really recommend this book to you. It was so well researched, and there was a lot of information in this book that I haven't seen in other books or information that I've seen about Greg Scarpa. Something that also really stood out for me was that certain facts were debunked, which I really liked. I really liked the layout of the book, just the way it starts with his young life and goes on to tell the crazy things that happened in between and the cases and how he was still included in the mafia and all of those things, and then ends off with how he passed away and the end of his life and all of those things. So I just really like the layout of the book. It was like you read his life story, but in a very interesting and very well investigated way. Yes, that's my insights and deep dive into the description of Greg Scarpa Legendary Evil by Jonathan Dyer. So I'll be back in 2 weeks' time, and then we will do a deep dive into Every Killer Leaves a Trace by Dennis Carson. I'm very excited about that. So in 2 weeks' time, I'll tell you all about it.